Alan Stockey didn't have high expectations for the air quality around the high street, but even he was surprised by the findings, especially during the peak school travel hours.
At my home address, which is off of Berengrave Lane, I was getting kind of green to amber air quality index, which is the way it represents the data. But within 100 yards, it had gone from green amber to amber, and with another 100 yards, it had gone red. Now that was during a busy school commute period, where from 7:45 till 8:15 is where all of the senior school students are basically walking along the A2. But it's also the period, unfortunately, where we see most of the traffic build up from Blewers Lane back into Rainham High Street. And by 8:15, what you've got are buses idling in that queue of traffic, just as our kids are basically walking to school. So, it surprised me how quickly the air quality changed, and clearly at the level where children are walking to school, just how much exposure they've got.
Rainham High Street is designated an air quality management area, but although car and lorry drivers are accused of being the worst causes of pollution, Alan Stockey found another culprit.
But the heavy goods vehicles, typically you're seeing, aren't more than about 3 years old. It's the bus traffic that's coming through Rainham that really seems to be the major culprit, where what we tracked in that period was over 40% of the buses are at least 18 years old, and some of them are over 20 years old. And it's those very buses spewing black smoke and smut into the air that produces this particulate pollution.
When Rainham News contacted Arriva about the emissions observed while filming this story, they replied that GN04 UDU was smoke tested on the 25th of May after a complaint and was under the requirement and had no issues. Another 04 plate has been scrapped. When Rainham News pointed out that GN04 UDU was still emitting black fumes last week, Nick Bland, head of operations Arriva South, said, Arriva has a 35-day service regime that includes a thorough check on exhaust emissions, the same as required for the annual MOT test. In addition, drivers carry out a daily check on their vehicle before it enters service, which includes a check for excessive exhaust emissions. When a driver reports this, it's followed up by the engineering team and repairs carried out. Nick Bland said, the vehicles you identified have been checked and found to have met standards, although we will continue to monitor them as a precaution. Residents we spoke to believe buses this old should not be in use.
Shouldn't be on the road. No. They shouldn't be allowed to pollute like that, should they, anymore?
Not good. 18-year-old. And yet the government have got $500,000 to have a plane standing on the runway doing nothing. Amazing. We should get new buses, I guess, electric ones.
That's not good. That's not good for the environment, is it? It's not.
That concerns me, not because of the direct pollution. It just shows us that corporations can do what they like. It's about money.
Exhaust emissions are the major source of air pollution in the UK, and vehicles which have smoky exhausts emit high levels of pollutants, especially particulates, adversely impacting on human health and the surrounding environment. The Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency has powers to deal with such vehicles and will investigate complaints from the public. Rainham environmentalists are encouraging residents to continue to report their evidence. During the week of the Rainham Air Quality Survey, KentAir.org's Air Alert registration system had more sign-ups from Rainham than the whole of the rest of Medway put together. Clearly people here want to help clean up the town's air. Sandy Fleming for Rainham News.